it's up, Note Guy. Welcome back to the channel. Super excited to be talking about my latest implement I just got. It's this one, the Ag Spray MC60 water sprayer. So first of all, what am I trying to do? We planted about 100 trees out here on the property, which is way more than what we had before, and they are pretty far away from where my water source is. Can't even get any kind of a drip line up there, so I got to get the water to the trees. They're up on the hills around here. I'll show you my old system. Here's my current system. I just got a basic 35-gallon water tank and put it on a pallet. I put some 2x4s around there to kind of customize, hold it in there, and just lift it up with a loader and then drain it out by gravity. So there's no pump involved. It's a little slow, but it does work, and it gets buckets filled. So we had a bunch of trees planted, but not nearly this many. And when I started thinking about, hey, how am I going to water these things, I started looking into these water tanks that can attach to the tractor. It has two basic varieties. One is like a trailer. You just pull a trailer behind you. It's powered off of your battery. And then the other kind is like this. It's mounted right on your 3-point. And for the 3-point ones, they're either driven by your battery or connected directly to your rear PTO here. So I like this one because you got the power here anyways. Why not harness the power that you've got in the rear PTO to drive the pump motor to pump out here? I really wasn't crazy about hooking up a line to the front of my tractor, worried about where is it going to go, how are you going to hook it up. The battery's way in the front of the tractor, not that easy to get to. And I didn't want the trailer because I need the maneuverability. Trailer's going to be back there too far behind me, and I've got some narrow areas to get up to these trees on the hills. I didn't want to be trying to deal with the trailer backing in and out, plus the trailer's also harder to store. So this seemed to be a good choice. It is a bit expensive. I paid about $2,200 for this, ordered directly from the manufacturer. It ships right to your house, LTL freight, and then you just got to get it from your house out to where you're going to use it. Some of the other brands I looked at I didn't think were that well made. Read some of the reviews that you know, the Ag Spray was really one of the better ones out there. This company just makes this type of spraying equipment for farmers and heavy-duty users, so I figured this would be the way to go. It's a 60-gallon tank here, all the way filled to the top. Take a look inside here. I got nothing in there right now. When I first got this, I just wanted to make sure it fits, so I put it on the iMatch. Ag Spray couldn't tell me for sure whether it was going to fit the iMatch, so I wanted to make sure it did. So I got the 3-point coupler in there, and I saw this bar hanging down with a chain. It was kind of hitting against the 3-point arms there. It needs to get connected to something. It's called a torque bar, so this is not the way to hook it up, but I put it on there just to see. And then you can see the back here on the 3-point. You definitely need bushings. You see how loose that is at the top link, and then even more so on the side without the bushings. So I've got the iMatch bushings here. I got one of them on. There's one on the side, one on this side, and then the one at the top here is really just this ring that goes in there. This is a bushing kit. I'll show you how to put this on. It's kind of a pain to do this, actually, to put these things on, because you got to slide this through. It's going to have this little pin go down through the hole right there, and you just sort of pound it in with a hammer, and that is not that easy to do. So iMatch requires a bushing, I think, for pretty much anything. Definitely for this thing here, because it's way too thin without it. You can get them from John Deere. You can also get it just kind of an off-brand. I'll show the one that I bought. It's about half price than the cost versus a John Deere. It's basically exactly the same thing. I can't tell any difference. So we'll go put this one in, go pound it in, and then this thing will be ready to load up. It's, you know, rear PTO powered, like I was saying. there's supposed to be a drawbar on here that this thing connects to, because it's got this torque bar with it, which is this bar right here, and then obviously your 3 PTO coupler is on here too. So when I first tried to run this, it was banging up against the side of the 3-point here, which is really not a good way to be. Now the drawbar for this tractor, you know, would come out here, a piece of metal that, you know, you would tow something with. I didn't need to do that. I already got a heavy hitch with a tow on there, so I didn't need that at all. Plus the drawbar from John Deere costs like about $240 for just a piece of metal with holes in it. And honestly, I was looking at it, didn't seem like the thing would even fit my tractor, even though some of the advertisements said it would. So I just did this. I mean, I think this should work. I just bolted a 2x4 in here, strapped this on, so the torque bar's got something to hold on to there. The other thing that's interesting, in the instruction manual, there is no information in there about how to hook this up and what to do with the torque bar. It just says connect the PTO coupler and the torque bar. And I'm like looking at this like, to what? I don't know what you're supposed to do, how you're supposed to do that. So I actually looked up other videos on the connection to see that it's supposed to be something like this. So I'm going to give this a try. Basically just holds this pump in place here. So look at what's on it here. It's got a pressure gauge here at the back. You want to make sure you don't exceed the 100 psi here. It's basically regulated by this little knob here on top. So you can loosen this, that'll loosen up the pressure. It's got a little locking nut underneath there. And if you want more pressure, you tighten the knob down, and then of course you can lock that little knob right there. You actually do this from the tractor, reaching back if you need to adjust it. It does take a little bit of adjusting to get the right pressure on there. It's got this thing which is like a boomless nozzle in the back here. So this thing, you know, normally with these tanks you'd have a boom, you know, a big thing going across here that would spray like a long wide range. This thing will just go, I think it sprays about 30 feet just from here. There's a nozzle that, you know, you could send water back here. I don't think I'm going to be using that, but if you wanted to use that, the switch to turn on the water to go back there is just flipping this little lever up here. I'm going to keep it down because I'm not using that. I'm basically just going to use the spray gun. This thing, 22-inch spray gun here, this is really what I need, you know, if I'm going to get around to these trees, just to hit them from a distance there. It's also got a drain under here, so this is a little filter here. If you wanted to drain the tank out, this filter will unscrew right there, and then you can close off the tank there while you're doing that. And then if you want to drain out like buckets or something like that, you just open up the flow there and then, you know, shut it off when you're done. Here's how to operate it. You need it in the rear PTO, that's this one. Shift that all the way forward to the rear with a little bit of throttle. Alright, so that's it for this one, the Ag Spray MC60. I'll do a video later in the summer and let you know how I like it, but pretty excited about getting it out here and getting the watering on these trees. Hey, if you like the video, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up, share it out, drop a comment in there. I really appreciate that. Also appreciate everybody that subscribes to the channel. It's Up North Guy. Got more videos about the John Deere 2025 how-tos, product reviews, life and living up here. Beautiful northern Michigan.